This particular topic is one that's helped me. It saved me time, it saved me money, and most of all, it saved me creative brain power. Because I don't want to try to think of all kinds of different topics of things to talk about because there's only so much that I can remember. And it's this concept that I'm calling content stacking. Hey guys, I'm excited to share this concept with you. At the end of 2016, we put out a question on social media and through our email list, and the question was, what's the one thing you wish you had more help in understanding when it comes to marketing your brand and putting yourself out there? And I thought we were gonna get all kinds of different responses, and I'd have to filter through all the different questions that came in to figure out which ones I wanted to talk about. And what was interesting is that everybody said pretty much a variation of the same thing. It doesn't matter what business we talk to, pretty much all businesses are recognizing A, that social media is where the attention is, the internet is, everybody's using it. B, we know we should be creating content. I know I should be getting my information out there. And C, I know the importance of digital marketing, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what content to create, and I don't know what platforms to use. And so that's gonna be the focus of the next few videos, how to get your business out there, how to use digital marketing. And this very first video that we're gonna talk about is one that I'm really excited about because it saved me time, it saved me money, and it saved me creative mental powers because I don't wanna be thinking of a million different things that I can be posting out there. I'm really only limited to a few different things that I can talk about in my expertise. And so this concept of content stacking is kind of like my hero. Is this cluttered with all these markers? I don't know what this is for. How am I gonna have a year's worth of content? Should I do something once a week, once a day, once a month? I'm gonna run out of things to talk about. In actuality, you only gotta talk about a few things, something I call primary content, which is a subject matter, but that primary content is broken up into supporting content that you can split up into different little pieces of content sent out once a week. And so this is your big launch, your primary content. And this could be in the form of an annual report. If you're a nonprofit, it could be in the form of a corporate video, or it could be in the form of an ebook. And I'm gonna give you two examples of how we've done this for video and for an ebook. But the point of content stacking is stacking a bunch of smaller pieces of content that make one big piece of content, when in actuality, you're only talking about one thing. And so it's saving your creative mental powers. And so when you have one big launch, which is your primary content, instead of having it one piece, you're splitting up into, let's say, 5 different sections. So week 1, you're gonna release supporting content 1, week 2, supporting content 2, so on and so forth. So instead of 1 week's worth of content, you've now made one piece of content last you a month and a half. Okay, so now if you think of 6 of those, you got quite a bit of content to share throughout the year. Here's an example of how we've done this for a corporate video. When it comes to corporate video, you don't want it too long. So let's say 3 to 5 minutes max, right? This corporate video, you're gonna be talking about different things. You might be talking about your culture, you might be talking about your history, your services, and most companies don't have just one service and one product. They have services and subservice 1, subservice 2, etc. And maybe you'll highlight a customer story, a testimonial, and then you're gonna want a call to action. So this is kind of the general flow of what a corporate video can look like. Well, instead of just creating one corporate video, my goal is to try to make this content last and stretch to where I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 videos. So now I have 10 weeks, or if I want to do 1 video a month, I have 10 months worth of videos. And so we have a 15-second spot talking about culture. Well, instead of doing a 15-second spot, maybe we'll make that a 1-minute video talking about our culture. And from that 1-minute video, we extract 15 seconds that's going to go in our corporate video. We do a 1 to 2 minute video about our history, how we started as a company, our humble beginnings, things we've learned along the ways, how we've serviced our clients, and we spend about 1 to 2 minutes talking about our history, but we extract 45 seconds for our corporate video. We have a service overview, which is really talking about features and benefits and values. So the values we have as an organization, the features our service or product has, the benefits that our customers get from it. And then if you have sub-services, so for example, if you offer real estate services, a sub-service would be supporting buyers. Another one would be supporting sellers. Another one might be lending and taking care of the loan documents, so on and so forth. So you have several services under one branch of real estate services. So we would talk about one video that's about a minute or two talking about service 1, service 2, service 3, so on and so forth. Client story. You find one customer that is in love with you, that is happy with the services or the products that you've been able to provide them, and you just ask them, hey, can we take a quick 30-minute video to make our 1-minute testimonial? And you get about 3 of those. Now you have 3 1-minute testimonials from clients that are happy with you, and you use 10 seconds for your corporate video, and then you call to action. And so all of these videos compiled together make your 3 to 5 minute corporate video, but they're your corporate videos split up into all these smaller videos that you can disseminate in social media and through your email list at various times. So that's one way of doing it, and you get a whole, several months worth of content just from one piece. Another way we've done this is for an ebook. Now, I am in love with coffee. I love third wave coffee, premium, like artisan coffee. And so if you are a third wave coffee shop and maybe you're appealing to a new demographic of coffee connoisseurs who aren't coffee connoisseurs yet, meaning they like the finer things in life, but they don't know a lot about premium coffee, and you want to appeal to them and make them feel welcomed, you might have an ebook titled something like Beginner's Guide to Third Wave Coffee. And in that ebook, you might have topics like an introduction to coffee terminology, a history of coffee trends, how coffee beans go from the fruit to the grinder, the whole process that coffee beans go through, the difference between large chain coffee and artisan coffee, maybe some of the different flavors and notes that you might expect in different types of artisan coffee, and then different brew methods. And if you want to go even crazy, you could turn this one piece of supporting content into more supporting content. So have let's say maybe a blog post about the French press, or the Chemex brew method, or pour over, etc. And so you write content which is in the forms of typically a blog post or an article that would be hosted on your website. And each one of these individual blog posts, if you compile all of them together, create your ebook, and you can maybe have this designed into like a PDF. And you can do this one of 2 ways. You can distribute all of the supporting content leading up to your primary content, which is the big ebook reveal, or what I would suggest is doing it in reverse, where you write the ebook, you write all the content at once, you create the PDF, and you launch the fact that you have an ebook onto your website. In order to get this free ebook, give us your email address and we'll send it off to you. And so I'm using this as a lead magnet to build up my email list. And then once a week after, or maybe once a month, I would release a blog post covering a different section of the ebook. And at the end of each of these blog posts on my website, it would look kind of like this. I would have the title of the blog post, which is Introduction to Terminology, all of my content, maybe some pictures, a picture here, a little bit more writing, and at the very bottom, there's the whole ebook. You can download our ebook for free, give us your email address. And so now instead of having one big push to try to build your email list with the ebook, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8, 9, 10, 11 different opportunities to build your email list. Each one of these blog posts are formatted for social media to where people could share it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever if they want to share it. And so now you share this on your social media. So you have a blog, you have a social media post, you're building your email list, and now you have a big reveal on your email newsletter to say, hey, we have this free ebook. And so this is one way of getting one piece of content, stacking by stacking a bunch of smaller pieces of content. So there's a whole lot more that could be said about this, of how you could create the right content, what platforms to use. But for this video, I'm just gonna give you the overall premise and let you think. So if there was any homework that I would leave you with, it would be, one, very first step is figure out who your users are. There's no point in creating content if you don't know who you're creating it for. And so really get into the mindset of the things that your users would seem valuable, what would be a win for them, what would alleviate their pain or appeal to some kind of value that they have. So figure out who your users are, what their values are. And then the second step is figure out what piece of content, primary content, can I create that my users would really see value from. So what is that primary piece of content? So step one is figure out who your users are. Step two is figure out what is the primary content that my users would enjoy or see value from. And then the third step is how can I break up that primary piece of content into smaller individual pieces. And then the fourth step is write the content. And so that's it. That's Content Stacking 101 in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys found this valuable. I want to hear your feedback because I know that talking about something like this, there's probably a lot more questions that you would have of how this relates to your specific industry, or maybe you feel like I left something out. I want to hear your feedback in regards to what you think about content stacking. I'd love to hear some of your ideas. Leave comments in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you guys soon.